Dear students, greetings for the day. Today we will study about Airport Operations Part 03. Air Traffic Controller, ATC, jobs mainly is controlling each flight from departure to arrival is integral to maintain safety because the inverted exclamation mark Macron has so many airplane in the system they need to be separated and need to be controlled. To separate all aircraft in the air, and this is achieved by applying the prescribed separation standards. As such, standard separation must be maintained at all times. It's a complex world. Simply clearing airplane to the runway may involve several steps. Air traffic controller help in navigating aircraft while landing, taking off, flying in the air, overflying any country, taxiing on the ground and parking. They provide a discipline in the air and also on the ground and maintain safety. The services are provided by using modern equipment including radars. This is for safety, expeditious, orderly and requirement by ICAO are also audited by ICAO. IATA depends on factor country inverted exclamation mark Macron S rating and image. The controlling is within FIR and areas of responsibility are aerodrome, control zone, TMA, airways. The control given is subject to airspace classification, ATC equipment available, tower, aerodrome, approach, director, instrument let down, top down, area, advisory and FIS. Major functions is to ensure the safety and smooth operation of the runway, and taxiways in an airport and the circuit flights at the airport vicinity. All these using noise. To advise aircraft pilots of runway in use. Depending on the wind condition and as requested by aircraft pilot depending on the nearest to approach of aircraft landing. All this at the discretion of the ATC. Flight profile, Step 1 Pre-flight, pilot files the flight plan and send to the tower controller. Tower inform pilot the weather information. Flight check, pushback from gate and taxi to the runway. Step 2 Takeoff, tower controller gives pilot clearance for takeoff, aircraft powers up and takeoff. Step 3 Departure, aircraft climbs to a defined altitude. Tower controller pass their communication with pilot to the departure controller. Pilot receives clearance for routing. Step 4 En route, communication with the pilot then pass to the air route controller. Air route controller instructing pilot to the specific altitude and heading. Step 5 Descent, near airport approach controller instructing pilot to descend and change heading. Step 6 Approach, pilot receives approach clearance and then communication with pilot is passed to the tower controller. Step 7 Landing, local controller at tower gives clearance for landing. Ground controller directs the pilot across the taxiways to its destination gate at the terminal. Pre-flight, the pilot receives the most recent weather information and a flight plan has been filed. Prior to takeoff, the pilot performs the flight check routine, pushes back the aircraft from the terminal's gate, and taxis out to the designated takeoff runway. Takeoff, the pilot receives permission from local control, the tower, to take off. The aircraft powers up and begins its takeoff roll. Departure, upon liftoff, the pilot is instructed to change radio frequencies to receive new flight instructions from departure control in the TRACON. The pilot is instructed to follow a predetermined, preferred routing that will take the aircraft up and away from the departure airport onto its route. The pilot is then issued further altitude and routing clearance. The controller monitors the target, the aircraft, and its track, flight path, on the radar scope. As the aircraft reaches the edge of the track in airspace, the departure controller performs an electronic transfer of the flight to the controller in the next airspace. En route, the pilot receives instructions as to what altitude and heading to maintain, as well as to which radio frequency to tune. This portion of the flight can be as short as a few minutes or as long as many hours. Descent. As the aircraft nears its destination airport, the pilot is instructed to change radio frequencies and contact descent control for instructions. The pilot is instructed to descend and change heading. After receiving these instructions, the aircraft descends and maneuvers to the destination airport. Landing. The pilot receives clearance from the local controller in the airport's control tower to land on a designated runway. Upon touching down, the flight is then handed off to ground control. The ground controller directs the pilot across the taxiways to its destination gate at the terminal. Official name: our navigational satellite timing and ranging global positioning system, Navstar GPS, provides accurate, reliable location and time information in all weather and at all times and anywhere on or near the Earth when and where there is an unobstructed line of sight to 4 or more GPS satellites freely accessible by anyone with a GPS receiver. Provides three-dimensional location, latitude, longitude, and altitude, plus the time users, aircraft navigation, civilian, individual, military, railroad system, marine, weather prediction, automobile, sports, skydiving. An airport manager administers and supervises the business of the airport, including budgeting, terminal operations, contract and grant administration, marketing and promotion, public information, ground transportation, and other matters of concern pertaining to the safe and efficient operation of the facility. Whether large or small, there are a huge variety of functions at an airport besides planes taking off and landing, terminal, landside and airside. In this section I Macron am going to discuss about airport manager concern on terminal, landside and airside terminal area. A terminal building could be made for passengers, cargo and for any other specific purposes. The airside installations, operation and its effective management are vital for every airport. It basically includes runway, taxiway, holding bays, apron, bays/stands, runway lights, runway markings, navigational aids or navaids, NDB, non-directional beacon, VO, DME, localizer, glide path, outer marker. A runway is the basic requirement of an airport. The pavement where aircrafts land, roll and take off is called a runway. Regulations regarding the management and planning of runway is governed by ICAO AUSAP Annex 14. As per the guidelines, the runway is properly painted with various markings and equipped with visual and instrumental aids. Runway lighting is extremely important for nighttime aircraft operation or in poor visibility weather conditions. There are three kinds of light arrangements in and around the runway. Landside services is for passengers operations, facilities associated with the movement of passengers and baggage. Check-in airport. Check-in are service counters found at commercial airports handling commercial air travel. Check-in is normally handled by an airline or a handling agent working on behalf of an airline. Passengers usually hand over any baggage they do not wish or are not allowed to carry onto the aircraft's cabin and receive a boarding pass before they can proceed to board aboard their aircraft. Immigration responsible for monitor persons who leave or enter the country, checking for appropriate documentation, arresting people wanted by international arrest warrants, block the entry of dangerous people to the country. Security checks. One of the most important security measures at an airport is confirming the identity of travelers. This is done by checking a photo ID, such as a driver's license. If you are traveling internationally, you need to present your passport. The processing of people, carriers, cargo, and mail into and out of the country, including animals and hazardous items, the proper collection of taxes, fees, penalties for imported items, the prohibition of narcotics and illegal drugs. Goals of the system: deliver each bag individually, including transfers automatically from check-in or the unloading of the aircraft to the outward bound aircraft or baggage claim. Maximum delivery times: wide-body aircraft 30 minutes, narrow-body aircraft 20 minutes. Designed to allow transport of baggage anywhere within the airport to or from the main terminal within 10 minutes. Minimize the number of handling operations. Baggage handling system consistent with the aircraft movement characteristics, type of passenger, size of aircraft, frequency of flights. Avoid turns and level changes. Ensure that the conveyor belt slopes do not exceed 15. Avoid baggage flow crossing passenger flows, aircraft flows, and air freight flows. Place baggage sorting areas nearby to the apron. DCVs, metal cart with wheels on the bottom and a plastic tub on top, mounted on a pivot that tilts into 3 positions for automatically loading, carrying and unloading baggage. Ride on a metal track like a roller coaster. Travel up to 24 miles per hour. Slow to 4.5 miles per hour for loading and 8.5 miles per hour for unloading. Photoelectric sensors trigger laser scanner when DCV is present and associate the bag with the DCV. Located every 150 to 200 feet. Track data from scanners is transmitted to a computer that translates it by using a lookup table to match the flight number with the appropriate date. Internal design. Building design separate type from ground side security screening requirements, baggage screening requirements, terminal observations, separation of domestic from international passengers. Key considerations: entry and exit road system, parking for passengers, staff, car rentals, shuttle buses, taxis, etc. Curbside drop-off pickup, public transit rail systems.